Hey friends, so Brenda and I were walking the nursery the other day, and I started thinking to myself, you know what? If I were starting a brand new garden right now, these are the plants that I would be adding to my garden because it is the perfect time to be adding all of these great plants that I'm going to share with you to your garden right now. So whether you're starting a brand new garden or maybe you're like me and you like to expand the gardens, these fantastic plants need to be added to your garden right now. So we are standing here in the middle of all of the stick hydrangeas. If you are in the southeast, those warmer zones, I dare say definitely zones 7 and warmer, even my cold weather folks, hydrangeas get great results when you plant them in late winter, right? So in the south, the warmer zones, we want to plant them nice and early so that their roots get really well and established, nice strong root system before the summer heat hits. Because while these look like sticks right now, and they don't look like much, oh my goodness, all of these sun-loving hydrangeas are going to be in full massive glory this summer. So you're guaranteed to get flowers off of these hydrangeas this year. So we are standing here on the shrub lot. These all are the sun-loving hydrangeas, right? So that means you need a minimum of 5 hours. So whether you want something nice and tiny and petite back here, then we have like anything, this is the tiny quick fire. This will get to be only like 18 inches, 2 feet tall, right? So tiny quick fire is going to be that nice and petite. This is going to be perfect for the front of your border. Beautiful kind of nice pinky mauve color. So you go from there. We've got, of course, my all-time favorite. We've got somewhere in here is Little Lime Punch. Yes, you can see we've got a big hole right here because people have been buying the Little Lime Punch. That's going to be in that 3 to 5 foot range. That's what we have planted in the signature garden. I have it at the house. Really probably hands down my favorite hydrangea. So we've got those. If you need something a little bit more fun and funky, we've got pufferfish. This is going to be that really nice color specific white flower, nice big open airy habit to your pollinators love it. This is going to be in that like 5 to 6. If it's really happy like mine, like 7 to 8 foot tall. It is great. So hydrangeas, definitely this is what you want to plant. Also, we need to think about like structure in your garden. Yes, we love hydrangeas in the summertime, but in the winter, they're just, you know, they're sticks. They just kind of like blend into everything. That's where your evergreens come into play. We have got a fantastic selection of both the Perfecto Mundo Reblooming azaleas and the Encore azaleas. They are gorgeous. Y'all, this particular one right here I'm standing is the Perfecto Mundo Red. I know that that camera is going to pick up all of those buds. Do you see how much this plant is going to explode in color? So your Perfecto Mundos, about 2.5 tall, 3 to 4 wide on that red. So you've got red, you've got white, which is next door. You can see a little bit difference in the color of the foliage. We've got the pink carpet, we've got the fuchsia carpet. So your evergreens, you can have an evergreen shrub that does give you flowers, right? You can have the best of both worlds. These azaleas do need full sun, okay? So these are not like my mama's azaleas or my grandmama's azaleas. Those were more shade loving. These require the full sun, and yes, they absolutely can handle all day full sun because they're hardy in zones 6B to 9. So there you go. So then next, maybe you're thinking about some fun like structure in the garden, right? So here we have the Sting Arborvitae. Now, Sting, is it going to give you flowers? No. Is it going to give you evergreen interest every year for year round? Absolutely. And what's cool about Sting is, y'all, it's crazy tall. Like, this is going to be a fast grower. It is an Arborvitae, hardy in zones 3 to 8. 15 to 20 feet tall and about 1.5 feet wide. So it literally is like this big pencil coming up out of your garden. Quite the statement piece on that one for sure. And then let's say, personally, I love boxwoods, but some people don't like boxwoods, or maybe they've had issues with boxwoods with the boxwood blight or the boxwood moth. So here we have like strongbox. So strongbox is going to be a, let me flip the tag here for you. It is a inkberry holly. It is beautiful. It gets responds really well to being pruned. Hardy in zones at 5 to 9, 2 to 3 tall and wide, and it will go anywhere from, let me find the tag, 4 hours or more. So you have got the strong box. Absolutely beautiful foundation planting. One of my favorites, let's say you've got deer and you're like, well, Jenny, I got deer, sister. I got to have some help here. So we've got 2 options for you, just like right beside each other. Love both of them, have both of them in my garden. We're thinking structure, right? We start with the bones at first, and then we're gonna layer in all of the fun stuff. So if you do like boxwoods, like I do, this is the New Gen Independence. This is going to be a very nice, tight, slow growing boxwood, sun or shade, anything in between. You may give it a little trim once a year. It is part of Proven Winner's Deer Proof line. So that is a great option for you. And I want to say it's going to be in that 2 to 3 foot tall and wide, and then layer in. Depends on your garden, how it's laid out, how we're going to put it. Look at this Montana moss. This is again another great evergreen shrub, part of the Deer Proof line. This is a juniper, so it does have a little bit of the prickability factor, but you are layering in different colors and different textures for that year-round interest. Montana moss is hardy in zones 4 to 9, 2 to 4 tall, 3 to 5 wide, definitely full sun. I have them in the, like by the chicken coop, started them as courts. Y'all, great fast grower, super easy. You're going to love it. Now there's tons more, right? So, but we're just thinking about evergreen. Next, we're going to come in and we are going to layer in some perennials. So what perennials do you want to add to your garden right now? Let's talk about that. All right, so then we've got our shrubs taken care of for the sun. Hold on, my sweet little friends. We're going to do the shade here in just a minute. Got that nice structure. Next, we're going to layer in some perennials. Now remember, by definition, a perennial is a plant that lives 2 or more years. All right, so these are the ones you kind of plant once, and I don't say forget it because you do have to tend to it, but you're only going to plant it one at a time. So we have these perennials that you can see. They are not in all of their glory right now, y'all. They stayed all winter right here on these tables. So this is what they would look like in your garden at this time. But again, just wait, right? We're planting for the promise of what is coming later on at this season, not really what you see right now. So one of my favorite plants that is just really cool, this is Webmaster. This is a spiderwort. This is going to be about 18 inches tall, and it looks like a grass. We have trimmed it, but in the signature garden, it is starting to come up a little bit, and it is going to give you beautiful blue flowers. If you have a damp area, then Webmaster is going to be a great one for you. And people will always say, well, spiderwort spreads like crazy. Not this one. Trust me, I've had it in my garden, it doesn't. Hardy in zones 3 to 9. It does make a beautiful mound of like blue-green foliage with those purple flowers all over it. It is fantastic. Then we have, of course, the Achillea. So you've got lots of different colors in Achillea or yarrow. One of the most popular ones is the Firefly Peach Sky. This will give you like an ombre effect. The colors will change throughout the bloom season. You get this really fun, very nice, soft texture, but there's red, there's fuchsia, there's yellow, all sorts of great things. So perennials, this is the time to plant them. Perennial salvias. This is going to be a great addition for Let me find my salvias. Are these veronicas? Look at me. These are veronicas. I thought they were salvias, but they're not. They're veronicas. They look very similar, but look at this beautiful mound of foliage right there. That is a happy plant. This is the Magic Show Wizard of Oz. Like, oh, how pretty. It's going to give you spikes of like dark purple flowers. This too is going to be hardy in zones 4 to 8, full sun, about 14 to 16 inches tall. Your pollinators love it. It is fantastic. All right, now talking about shade perennials. We can have evergreen shade perennials that also give us flowers. If y'all have been watching for any length of time, you know how much I adore Hellebores. Now these are going to be for your shade. Look at this. This particular one is Pink Promise. So Hellebores or Lenten roses are going to be for your shade filtered sun garden. They are evergreen, so you're going to have this nice big waxy leaf year round. But during the winter, the season of Lent that we're in right now, you're going to get beautiful flowers, and they come in a wide range of colors. You're going to plant these like underneath your pine trees, in your woodland garden, underneath some deciduous trees. This is where you're going to put them. And of course, I like to put them kind of up close where you can really enjoy those beautiful flowers. All right, let's go to the shade and talk about more perennials, and then we'll hit those shrubs again. When you come to Creekside, you have got to come over here to the pines. This is without a doubt my favorite spot of the whole, probably the whole nursery, especially in the heat of the summer because it's always cooler over here. But this is where we house our shade filtered sun plants that love it. As a side note, y'all, we're doing Friday night lights again this year. We've got 3 different sessions, a spring, summer, and fall. You are going to love it because this space is going to be lit up. It is such a fun experience for Friday night lights because you get to shop. We have food trucks. We have live music. I mean, what else could you want? So there'll be a link in the video description that you can check out more information on that. But here in the pines, we have got, if you know me, we have got some hostas. And if you have shade filtered sun, you need hostas in your life. Now, a hosta, when you look at it, is going to be very much like that hydrangea. You're going to like, Jenny, there's nothing there. It is a pot of dirt. What are you doing, woman? Well, below the surface, there is a beautiful root system of all these roots. This particular one is drinking gourd. So if you saw me wrestling my drinking gourd out of the refrigerator so that I could divide it, I have got them for you. But your hostas, they come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. Like you've got Thunderbolt is a like a blue hosta. Gonna get nice and big, gorgeous, a Thunderbolt cream streak going down the middle. So you've got Thunderbolt. Then you've got June. June is a very, very popular hosta. Like they literally come in all different colors. You've got some in substance right here, which is if you have a little bit more sun, the brighter chartreuse colors love the sun. The darker the blue, then they need to go in more shade. But we put hostas in as that next layer, that texture. Snug it up to some of the shrubs that I'm getting ready to show you for your shade garden. I love hostas because you can literally have 50 different hostas and there can be all different cultivars and it works, right? It is gorgeous because it gives all the layers and the textures and the colors. But we want to plant hostas now, kind of like your hydrangeas. Let the roots get established before the heat of the summer hits. So it is not going to be long because certain ones, like all plants, will wake up at different times, right? So some of them are already starting to have their little, like this drinking gourd, I can see a little bit of green down in there, right? So we're already starting to have some signs of beautiful new life popping forth. But then like Thunderbolt, he's still asleep, and that's okay. He'll wake up really soon. So we're gonna layer our hostas and our other shade-loving shrubs with beautiful evergreen shade, perennials rather, shade shrubs. So definitely, I would add camellias. If you're in the South, you're going to want to add camellias to your garden. They come in all sorts of sizes and shapes. We've got some that are blooming right now. So you've got blooms on those. I have got blooms at my house. So you love these for that evergreen glossy foliage that's going to give you lots of color and interest throughout the year. And then of course it flowers in the fall when we want it. Another one, the Aspidistra. So we've talked about Aspidistra so many times, but it is such a great plant that is underused in the shade gardens. So an evergreen, deer resistant, beautiful perennial that loves the deep, deep shade. And then we're going to come over here to talk about one other thing, because y'all are learning how fantastic this evergreen shrub is for the shade. So if you're building that shade garden, I would most definitely highly recommend that you add Paisley pup. So Paisley pup is a part of Proven Winners Deer Proof line. It is a native. It is gorgeous color. It will give you about like a 3 foot tall, 4 foot wide evergreen interest. It will put on little flowers that reminds you kind of like of a pieris. So really fun. And I have one at the house, started out in a container, moved it to the landscape. She's stunning, stunning. Even with all the snow and the ice and the cold that we had this winter, never missed a beat. It is hardy in zones 5 to 8. And with me being an 8, I did not worry about her at all this winter. Yeah, did great. Now, so we've got shrubs, we've got perennials. Next, the fun stuff that people love, annuals, right? We're gonna layer in annuals for those big pops of color. All right, so this is what I tell people. When you're building a garden that has a ton of shrubs and perennials, you gotta remember, right? The first year they sleep, then they creep, and then they leap. So the first year or two, it may look a little sparse because we want to give everybody plenty of room to grow and develop and reach their mature size. So this is when we come in with all the annuals. So we fill in those little pockets with our sun-loving or shade-loving annuals that give us that seasonality of color. Because remember, an annual means it lasts for one growing season. You have to plant it annually, right? Now, all of these things that I am saying, if you're like, okay, I want to learn more about this, I want to learn more about how to garden here in the South, or just get some really great tips of gardening in general. Well, fun little fact, we are going to be implementing a free garden workshop here at the nursery every 3rd Saturday of the month, beginning in March and going all the way through December. So if you're in the area, the 3rd Saturday of the month, come on by. They start at 10 o'clock. Completely free. Again, more information in the video description. So what would I plant, say, like this spring, right? So the early season annuals, because some of them love, just like all plants, maybe they love the cool more than they love the heat. Well, these are Bidens. Some people call them Biddens, right? So we've got the Campfire Quote series. This is Campfire Flame, which is a beautiful, nice, flamey orange. Then you've got Marshmallow, which of course is a lovely white. These two are some of the most largest pollinator attractors. You can see they're early bloomers. And then this is still a Biden, but it's just not the Campfire. This is Goldilocks Rocks. It's not blooming yet. It has a completely different habit than like the Campfires. So it'll be a little bit more mounded and flowing, but it has a beautiful double yellow flower. These can absolutely handle the cool temperatures of the spring. So if you want to do a container, you want to do a hanging basket, these would be really good ones to add early. Oh, there's the first flower. Jerry, can you see it? The first flower of the osteos. This is the Bright Lights Purple. Oh my goodness, we've got a couple of them, Jerry. So that's Bright Lights Purple. So your osteos are also known as African daisies. They thrive in the cooler temperatures. Not maybe so much in the heat of the summer. So you've got purple. Y'all look. Then you've got Horizon Sunset. Oh, look, I just get so excited. It never gets old seeing these first sweet little blooms. And then probably I would say the most popular one is this double moon glow. The double moon glow is a double flower, gorgeous. And then you can pair it because they'll have more of an upright habit either in the landscape or your containers. And then look at the petunias. So we've got saffron finch, we've got honey, we've got tiara blue, we've got persimmon. We have the brand new introduction this year, the Mini Vista Pink Cloud. We have one of my all-time favorite petunias, the Mini Vista Plum Veined. And then we have the new and improved Supertunia Bordeaux. So all of those that I just showed you, love the sun. You mix them in containers, mix them in the landscape. The March workshop that we're gonna have is gonna be about like going from containers and the landscape. So if you wanna know how to make a great container, that's gonna be in that March workshop. So that's where we come in with these big pops of color. And then if you love color like my husband does, then you're gonna wanna go for your Vista petunias. So we have got right here, this is Supertunia Vista Snowdrift. So Snowdrift is going to be a pure white, has a little bit of that green veining in it, but your Vistas are the absolute largest ones. We've got Jazzberry, look at that. So completely different colors, but they're gonna be about 18 inches, 24 inches tall by about like 3 feet wide. These are prolific. These do great in the landscape. So this is Jazzberry as far as your Vistas go. And then you've got Silverberry, which is white with a little bit of pink in there. So we've got those. And then do you see this big hole right here? We had a sweet couple from down South Carolina, very near the Georgia line. They have a little greenhouse. They went ahead and bought their bubble gums. They bought 6 flats of bubble gums. Also, fun fact, bubblegum 2 this year. So they've improved bubblegum. So if you buy a Bordeaux or a bubblegum, it's the improved version, so you don't have to worry about that. But your annuals are where you come in and you fill in all of that color. The brand new Vista, this is Cool Jazz. So I'm gonna do Cool Jazz in the back patio to bring me that big, huge splash of color, massive flower power, and y'all look right now. It is everything I have in me to have constraint not to plant up a hanging basket with this Calibrachoa, a super bell from Proven Winners. This is the new one. This is the double grapefruit. I am gonna make a container out of it. I'm just trying to like slow my roll just a little bit because I have the itch just like you do to get this color into my garden. So if you want help planting your garden, because that is what we specialize in here at Creekside, that personal attention, we would love to help you. So this week, March, we're in it now, is when the nursery is open Wednesday through Saturday. These are our normal hours, Wednesday through Saturdays at 9 to 3. If you come on Saturday and you want to plan your garden, we would love to help you. We're gonna have a coffee truck here, so don't drink your second or third cup of coffee. Go ahead and have your first cup. Then grab that additional cup of coffee here at the nursery. Do some shopping. We'll talk plants. We'll help you problem solve. We'll figure all of that out. I saw the coffee trucks, their spring menu, and I'm gonna be highly caffeinated on Saturday because it looks all so yummy. So we can't wait to see you. But yeah, lots of great options for you. Layer in that garden. Spring, late winter is a great time to add these into your garden. If you're creating one or you're adding 2. As always, we so appreciate you. We hope you have a great day. We will see y'all soon. See you in the next video. Bye, friends.